How much structure and guidance do you need? If you're starting a PhD, are you quite able to work autonomously, independently, with enough rigor? Same in masters or undergraduate. How much structure and guidance? So that's about the degree of autonomy. And when lecturers are initiating, down the red end, things are highly prescribed. You don't have much autonomy. There's very little choices. In the tax office, it's like that. Whereas your structure and guidance, you know exactly what to do, get in and do it, and hopefully do it at a really good job. But you might not apply enough rigor, so you might not necessarily be successful at that. The next level, orange, is where lecturers are still initiating, but it's bounded like a river has banks, and you've got the river can flow in different parts of the banks. Still pretty much know your direction of travel, but you've got more choice. The third one, yellow, is lecturers still initiate, but there's scaffolding things. You know when you're putting up a building, it's got scaffolds, and you can either repair buildings or put up new buildings. But if you've got the scaffolding in place, there's a whole lot of different buildings you can build, or buildings you can repair in it. So whilst the structures are there, you've got a fair bit of choice, but it's still to be begun by your lecturer. Now the next level up is completely different. This is where you initiate, you start. You're posing the questions, you're saying the hypothesis or the aim. Completely different. So the next, where you have choice. You've still got help from the academics, there's still got marking criteria, for example, there's still got expectations, but you're making a lot of the choices and driving it. The blue end is where you have full choice. You're determining according to the literature you've read, the experiences you've got, and your decisions, and you've got that full scope. Now beyond that, this is the next level of discipline making, where you're making contributions to the discipline, creating new knowledge, and that new knowledge is actually taken on by others. So they're actually quoting your work, they're using your processes, using your knowledge. It might be communities or other researchers. Now, the PhD students may, and some others may be able to move into that, but it's not in our control, it's what others do. Then finally, there's the level of discipline making, where you actually change the whole discipline. So there's a few examples of that. This is students researching with a high degree of structure and guidance in a laboratory. They have prescribed methodologies around looking at bone structure. They're giving a lot of guidance from academics. So this would be very much the red end, level 1. This is also a laboratory, but the students have a bit less structure. They've got, the academics are not given as tight procedures. They've got some choice about different things they'll draw from the slides, but there's still a lot of structure in there. Don't have too much choice. So it's the orange one. Now these students are first year human biology students, and they've actually gone out to the field. So they're posing their own questions. And from that generating hypothesis about life expectancies based on data gathered from tombstones. And but there's still market criteria. There's still some examples from the academic. But the students have posed the questions themselves. This is the research group development framework that packages all that together. So what we just worked through then really is this framework. We just went through 5 degrees of autonomy from the highly prescribed to the open-ended.